Okay, everybody, I'm back to the shop, back at the shop, ready to fit the new floor in. Got my sheet of plywood. I got a sheet and a half. There's the other half over there. It's just a 4 foot by 4 foot and just a full sheet here. So today I'm gonna trace out the floor and fit it in. So I went to the store and found this wood sealer. This was originally $43 for this jug, but it was on the clearance shelf for $4. So I thought to myself, the price is right, might as well buy it. So I'm going to be applying this wood sealer to the bottom of the floor. I'm gonna probably put like 2 coats on. Just coat the bottom of the floor so when it's sitting in the boat and if water ends up somehow getting in the bottom, it will kind of protect the plywood a little bit. I was gonna probably, my first original thought was to coat it in a layer of fiberglass resin, but fiberglass resin is kind of expensive. So I found that wood sealer for $4 for that 1 gallon can. It's oil based, so I'm just gonna let the wood soak it up and then maybe put 2 coats on. I might cut the wood first, shape all the pieces for the floor, and then I will apply this wood sealer. So I'm gonna probably have it in 3 pieces, so I'll probably have a piece come from here to here. Actually, I'm gonna probably have a piece come from here to here, halfway up to this stringer, and then from here to this stringer, and then we'll go from there to the front. I just feel like that will work best with what I have. These sheets of plywood are 4 feet wide, and I actually have 50 inches. I actually have 50 inches from here to this side, so I have to measure 50 inches with the full sheet and then install that first. So I'll do 50 inches by 4 feet, so 50 inches across, and then 4 feet up comes to right here. And then whatever leftover plywood I have from this sheet, I will just continue on up to this point, and then I'll use my 4 foot sheet for the front. We do have 50 inches. But we'll start with 50 and kind of just play it by ear. Because 50 inches here, and then it starts narrowing more at this stringer, so it's more like 49 and a half. And here we have 49. So we just kind of have to angle that piece a bit. This stringer is directly 4 feet right in the center. I'll go a 48 inch by 50 inch piece, and then 4 feet to here. I think that works good. And then from the front stringer to the tip of the floor here is 3 feet. So I'll probably do that. Here we'll go 50 inches. And we'll just go ahead and use this as a straight edge because it's about as straight as it's gonna get. So my father-in-law got me this nifty tool where you can trace edges and trace it out onto your piece that you need to cut. So that's what I'm using it for. I'm just cutting the back piece of the plywood to shape with the transom because it's a little bit like a bow kind of shape. And instead of just guessing, I was able to use this. So thanks, Dad, I appreciate it. There we go. There, it fits snug right in there. Really couldn't have a better fit. And it's tight up against the stringer, and then the back sits flush on the ground or on the hole. So that fits pretty good. I'm gonna take this piece out now and actually seal the bottom part with the wood sealer that I bought. I'm just gonna let that dry while I work on fitting in the next piece here. So I'll continue on with those while this is drying. All right, so we got the first coat of wood sealer on the plywood floor. Just gonna let it dry. Actually, it feels dry now. But I'm gonna wait a little bit before I put another coat on. So meanwhile, I am going to measure the next piece out. So it'll be from the middle of this strut to the front strut in the center. So that's about 4 feet. And then I just gotta have a nice angle on here. I need to just kind of like figure that angle out as I go. I'm gonna basically just measure the width of the first stringer. So I want the plywood floor to stop at the edge of this stringer, and then it will run along here. So the thing is, the floor has to be like sitting flat on these stringers, and if I have the floor wider, it's gonna kind of like bow out. So I'm gonna just basically take measurements of each stringer, transfer the measurements to the plywood, and then get that all traced out. I would say 46. Let's start with 46 inches. Great, actually this is perfect. Let's line up with the middle of that strut, that stringer, and then pretty good fit here. Little bit of a gap. Then we come to this side, and it's a very similar gap here, so not terrible. So I'm gonna be putting fiberglass putty just to fill in the crevice here along this on both sides of the floor, and then I'll be putting fiberglass cloth level across the whole floor, so you won't really see this gap anyways in the end. So I'm happy with how that fits right now. I'm getting excited. The floor is almost in. All right, so let's get this piece coated with the wood sealer, and then continue on with the front flooring piece there. Nice. First try. Couldn't have fit better. It's awesome. Would you look at that? All right. This guy's covered. This guy's covered. That guy's covered. All the floor pieces are covered. So actually for this, I think I'll put one more coat on these and then install them, just to give her that extra protection. But right now I gotta let them dry first, so we'll do something else in the meantime. Like maybe eat lunch. Okay, so it's the next morning here, and actually last night before I left, I did end up putting another coat of wood sealer on the bottom of these floor pieces. I had no battery power left, and I just figured I would quickly throw another coat on before I left so that in the morning it would be dry and I could just throw in the new pieces directly into the boat. Before I put these pieces in, I'm going to take my belt sander and just clean up these edges. Gonna kind of just smoothen this bump down a little bit along the whole front here and then on this side. There isn't a lot to sand, just a little bit here and there. So at this point, the plywood floor is ready to go in. So let me grab my belt sander and just quickly do that. I'm just gonna mark where the struts are so that when I have the floor in, I can hopefully snap a line across and then I'll know where to drill my screw holes. Whoops. Okay, so I got the floor in. Fits pretty good. Along here, I'm just gonna fill in with fiberglass putty and then on both ends. And then I'm actually gonna cover the whole floor in fiberglass cloth. Kind of like just seal the whole floor with fiberglass. Right now I'm just drilling a hole in the floor to the bilge pump box, and I'm gonna cut that out